Hello, I'm Melissa Painter with WVU Extension Service Family Nutrition Program, and today we're going to be making baked Parmesan zucchini or squash. For this recipe, you're going to need 4 zucchinis or squash. You're also going to need Parmesan cheese, dried thyme, dried oregano, and dried basil. So before you start this recipe, what you're going to need to do is gather all the things you're going to need for the recipe. And what I've done is I went ahead and pre-measured all of the spices for the mix for the Parmesan cheese. So you're going to want to pre-measure and wash all of your vegetables before you get started. For this recipe, what we're going to have to do is we're going to cut our zucchini. We're going to cut the ends off of the zucchini. And then we're going to cut the zucchini lengthwise. That way you'll have a flat surface to cut with. To cut on, I should say. And then you're going to cut the zucchini again lengthwise into smaller sticks. Try to make them as even as possible. That way, when you're cooking them, they'll get done around the same time. After you get your zucchini cut into your strips, what you're going to want to do next is go ahead and with your pre-measured Parmesan cheese, add your spices into that. And then you're going to use your I went ahead and lined a baking sheet. That way all the excess Parmesan cheese and stuff that falls off won't be baked onto my pan to make clean up easier later. Then you're going to need to measure out 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And you're going to lay your zucchini down on your baking sheet. And you can also use a baking rack with this, but if you don't have one, it will work the same either way. So with your 2 tablespoons of olive oil, you're going to spread that across the top of your zucchini. And with this recipe, what I did was I went ahead and I just kind of mixed it up, turning the zucchini over a few times and then adding more olive oil to the other side. And of course, I've cut this recipe in half just for this demonstration today. And then you will take your Parmesan and your spice mix and sprinkle it across the top of it. And before you would start doing this, what you would want to do is go ahead and have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. And then the same with the olive oil. You're going to want to just kind of rotate your zucchini. That way you can make sure that you're coating each side evenly. And then you can just go ahead and add your zucchini to your oven. To save time with this recipe, what I went ahead and did was I went ahead and prepared some for you guys so you can see what they look like in the finish, so you don't have to wait the 20 minutes for those zucchini to cook. And the last 2 or 3 minutes, what you're going to want to do is bump your oven up to about 500 degrees. That way you can put a nice crisp on the outside. That way it makes it nice and crispy. When you get that all said and done, if you would like, you can also add some fresh parsley. You can just chop up some fresh parsley and garnish that. And then you just sprinkle it on there. I hope this is a recipe that you will try. It's really good. I tried it yesterday. It's great with marinara sauce. Thanks.